Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is a Let's Build video. What are these all about? Well, basically on Let's Build videos, I take a model kit and I'll put it together and show you any areas of concern. If there's any parts of the sprue or the model that you need to be careful with, I'll let you know. If you struggle with instructions or have dyslexia or anything like that, again, this is a good visual aid. Or even if you're just generally interested in a new faction or a particular model kit for your army, and you're not sure if it's going to be difficult to build or what way it looks, these are to help you, so you can see and know what what you're going to be up against. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. So what am I building today? For everyone that's new, I usually go from Imperial Magazine to Pile of Shame, back to Imperial Magazine to Pile of Shame. Now the Pile of Shame is actually dwindling down very, very fast, which I'm very pleased with, very happy with. The only thing that I have to do with those models is then paint them up, but that's not a big issue. Last Let's Build was the Tech Priest Agency, I think it was, from the Imperial Magazine. So now it's saying for my Pile of Shame, and I'm going to go with these bad boys. These are Bloodletters for the Demon Army. Now, there's two things I'm going to note here. There might be a resculpt of these bad boys. Excuse me. Might be a resculpt of these bad boys. In 9th edition or in 10th edition. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be in 10th edition, which is even more emphasis for me to actually build them now, because otherwise they'll be sitting there for another 10 years, and then I go, oh, let me build these, and they'll be like very old models, and nobody really be interested. I mean, these are quite old sculpts anyway. I cannot see a date on them. If I come across a date on the sprue somewhere, I'll let you know. But that's the first thing. The second thing is, these are all 25mm bases. Now, that's how long I've had these sprues for. They come on the 25s as standard. But if you went and bought this kit now, they would be on the 32mm bases. Now, for me, for the minute, it's not an issue, because I can cut the 32mm bases and just glue these straight onto them. So, tools needed as usual. Mold line scraper. You can use a hobby knife or like a surgical blade or something like that, whichever you prefer. I just prefer that. Sanding sponge, the handiest tool ever in our arsenal. Clippers, and it is a plastic kit, so I have plastic glue, but I do have super glue sitting around in the background, just in case I get impatient, or just in case there's a few bits that I like. Now, with this kit as well, this is a very, very straightforward. This is probably as straightforward as the Demonettes. If you haven't seen that video, guys, go back and have a look at that. It's very, very simple. Now, essentially, the box comes with 2 sprues. Okay, so we're going to have a look at these sprues so we can locate where everything is. This is very, very simple. Okay, heads. Okay, these are the bits that go into the heads. So where there's, some of these have tongues, as you can see, there's a tongue sticking out there. That would go through one of these guys with the mouth. So the tongue will go through the mouth, and then the flat bit will glue on. Same as the blood crushers. These are their the spines on their fins on their back. Very, very easy. Now this kit, obviously they're all the bodies. Now you've got one set there, one set here, okay, and so on and so forth all the way through. Now take note, none of these are numbered up, okay, because I think these were done, well, these were done before they actually decided to number things. We have a standard top, we have a standard arm, we have the musician arm. See, there's the musician arm. It's actually very, very lovely. I know from painting them up for my Warhammer Fantasy Army They are actually so fantastic. This is banner top. Now that's another one fantastic. Look at the skulls on it and the blood dripping down. And then there's a champion head, sorry. So now my understanding, there is no specific body, legs, body. It's all generic and it all goes in the same way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip a body off and snip off a little collection of bits. And then I'll come back to you then, guys. I'll actually snip it off and give it a clean down. Get myself a glass of water because I've got a croaky throat at the moment. Dry throat. And I'll come back to you then when I've cleaned it down. Right, so I was just thinking about it. I'm only going to show you one. There's no point me showing. I've got 20 here to do. There's no point me showing you all 20. So I'm going to do one, and then the rest of them are the same because they're all generically the same. The only difference is standard musician, you know, and the champion head. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get the legs. Okay, you can say this is the same as the blood crushers. The legs are exactly the same. So if you've seen that video, you'll know what I'm doing here. Put glue in there. These two bits go together. Now I will tell you guys as well. These the heads on this and quite a lot of the body and everything else. There's some amount of there is some amount of mold lines. So I'm just going to go off camera and hold these two bits together. Right, so that's just sitting there drying. So the next part is the body. Just don't even need to squeeze a lot in there. Just run a little bit of plastic glue in there. And then this goes on. In there. Okay. That's sub-assembly done. Then we've got the head. Now this head is horrible. Look at it. The model's brilliant, but look, I need to do some more of a clean down. Look at that. Just this one had the most mold lines along here and all inside here. It's absolutely horrible. Because I've just seen that little bit there. I need to give that a clean down. And I've realised I didn't take a sword arm off. So I'll go those two bits and I'll come back to you then. I might actually glue the feet onto the base. Well, I didn't glue that to the base. I was going to, but then I thought no, because the body needs to go on and all of that silliness. So basically this goes, where are we? There's the head, the back of the head. But drop of glue in that little space there. Yeah. Now here's the joyous part. Take the head, push the tongue through, and that just slots on there. So then what we have is, which has to stay, it's his tongue sticking out of his mouth. It's a bit of a fiddly thing. There we go. Right, so then all that needs to be done is the body together, which is not a difficult thing. I might have to use super glue because I'm getting a bit impatient. That just slots in there. Like that. Oh, let's see that. Must be impatient now. I'll back to you in a second, guys. Right, I'm actually super glued to the base. It's just me being impatient. So now what I'm going to do is glue his arm on, which is this little bit here. It's very, very straightforward. It just goes on like that. Okay. So I'm going to have to go off camera and hold it together, but it just slots on there. Actually, would I? Yeah, I'll have to because this wants to stick to my fingers. Back in a second, guys. It's always the way. If I was gluing this off camera, it wouldn't even bother trying to stick to my fingers. That's how simple it is. It just slots into a little groove there. Now, as I said, they should all be generic in the sense that they're all the same, unless you decide you're going to put a different weapon arm on. Oh, sorry, different standard on musician. Again, this guy just goes in there, like so. Sorry, I'm doing it off camera, I do apologise. I have hobby hands this morning. I have to hold it together off camera, but it goes on that side as well. And basically just the little groove, it just sits on in the little groove. There's only one way for it to go. Okay, it's very, very straightforward. And last but not least, a little dollop of super glue there. So you can use plastic glue. I'm just a little bit impatient. I drop in the head. There is a little hole there that just sits on top of the head there. I have to hold it off camera, of course I do. And it's as easy as that. Now, I will tell you, these heads have a lot of horrible casting lines. If you look along the back piece, the back ridge, just follow my finger down, you see there's a horrible casting line there. But I have sanded it down. I will wait for it to fully dry and give it another once over. And you can see where it's sanded because it's all light grey plastic. So I will give it, but as I was saying, it's also the ridge line of the head crest. So it's where to stop and where to carry on. The fur on the back is be careful because that's another thing that just keeps generating little fluffy bits. Now with the fingers, be very, very careful with the fingers. I just try to clean down the bottom here because it's just, they will flip off if they, I think some of my fantasy ones have a few fingers missing. Now looking at the size of this beast on the 25mm base, I can see the difference. I can see the reason why they've moved them up to the 32mm bases. Here's a Demonette. Yeah, you can see there's a very big size difference. So with that, now looking at that, they might keep them on the 25s, the Demonettes, and leave them on the 32s with the Plague Bearers and the Horrors. But again, you can clearly see the big difference between the two of them. But for me, I'll move them onto 32s once I've finished the whole, all 20 of them. There's no need for me to glue any more on camera. If you wanted to do standard, yeah, this is the standard arm is this side. Let me get the sprue out, show you the sprue again. So there's a standard arm. So it goes on the other side. So he'll still have a sword in his arm. Be able to standard. If you're doing a standard, decide which top you want, this one or this one, and then literally glues on the top here. Yeah, you can see how that goes in, and it's the same on this one. Just slots in there. The same with the musician arm. It's going to be on the same side. This side. It's going to be on this side. So now still have a sword arm. But that's it. It's as simple as that. I don't know if this is easier than the Demonettes. I mean, one thing I did notice when I was putting these together for Fantasy Army, the Demonettes and the Bloodletters at the time, because these were new sculpts when I started doing them for Fantasy, they made them very generic, so it's very easy to put them together. Arms go, obviously the Bloodletters have a certain left arm, right arm, but Demonettes, claws go on either side, doesn't matter. The head's the same, the body's the same, and the Demoness, one leg goes with the body. That's it's not that hard to work out. I should show that in the video. But these guys are just, it's laid out on the sprue for you, nice and simple. So guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if it's helped you in any way, if it's spurred you up to start putting Bloodletters together and get demon units ready, very fantastic. Please like, share, subscribe, turn notifications, and I'll bring you down and show you some pretty pictures of him. And if there is any mold lines that you see, don't panic, because I will, when it's all fully dry, I do go back over it with a sanding sponge. But the Bloodletters do have a lot more mold lines than the Demonettes. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.